Right, Shalom, Yasharala. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honor to the apostle and the bishop, great millstone, still well. Peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David. All right, my brother Kazaki Allah to my right is.
Hey, Yashima.
All right, you got it.
All right, with GMS Mississippi Camp. And what we want to go into today, all right, true masculinity, because as we've been indoctrinated in the West, Esau Edom, he taught us, as Israelite men, he related, he pretty much tied masculinity to street culture, the thug niggas, you know, like when you look at the peak of masculinity within our culture, the street niggas are at the top. The street niggas, the alpha male, all right, of, you know, nigga culture, man, you know? And like I say, that's why it's predominant, you know, street niggas getting women pregnant because in our culture, they're looked at as the alpha male. They looked at as these tough guys. They looked at it as these badasses. So a woman, she looks at that as a protector. She looked at that as adventurous. Okay. And it was all enchantments by Esau Edom that gave that narrative, man. But as we go into the accounts of our forefathers, we see true masculinity, man. Okay, and we're gonna parallel the two to show you the difference, man. Okay, so we're gonna go to young King David and his mindset and show you true masculinity according to the scriptures, man. There's some more accounts as well. Go ahead.
All right, 1 Samuel chapter 17, and we'll begin verse 11.
No, you start living, where you see fit, bro.
All right, bro. It says, when Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid.
Yep, go ahead.
Now David was the son of that Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse.
Yep. So here it is. You see the scenario where pretty much all the men of Israel was afraid of this Philistine Goliath, who was a giant and an expert at war. Okay. So you got to picture this, man. Israel had their mighty men, men of stature, men that was experts in war. Okay. But this Goliath, was extremely intimidating. Okay. Go ahead.
And he had 8 sons, and the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul.
Go ahead.
And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle.
Yeah, so if David is the 8th youngest and he had 3 older brothers that was in the military, okay, that shows you how young David was. Because to be in the military as a man, you had to be 20 years old. Okay, so if he had 3 brothers that was over 20, that means he had 4 other brothers that was under 20. So how young was David?
Yeah, that's where you get the term ruddy or stripling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To prove their point too. He wasn't filled out. He wasn't even filled out yet. Go ahead.
And the names of his sons and the names of his 3 sons that went to the battle were Eliab, the firstborn, and next unto him Abinadab, and the third Shammah.
Yep.
And David was the youngest. And the 3 eldest followed Saul, but David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. And the Philistines drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days. Mm-hmm. And Jesse said unto David his son, take now for your brothers an ephah of this parched corn and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to your brethren.
So pretty much you will have, Goliath every morning. He will come and mock the armies of Israel, calling out, contender. You got 40 days is going on, man. A nigga.
You talking shit for 4 days.
Yeah, for 40 days, man. Go ahead.
And carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their 1,000.
Yep.
And look how your brethren fare, and take their pledge.
Yep. Go ahead.
Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting with the Philistines. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper.
So Jesse pretty much sent David on the errand to go see, what was going on with this situation with the Philistines, and to pretty much give provisions, to his brothers that was out there, in the military, in the war, man. Go ahead.
And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight and shouted for the battle.
Go ahead.
For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army.
Yep. So they was pretty much, you had a whole nation of Philistine military, okay, in array in battle formation facing Israel, and Israel's in battle formation facing them. So you got two militaries head to head, okay, thousands of men head to head. Go ahead.
And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army and came and saluted his brethren.
Go ahead.
And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words.
Yeah, so now David he's been having an encounter with Goliath. You see, this is David's first time finna hear this shit Goliath talking, man.
Yeah, they was hearing it the whole time.
Yeah, they remember 40 days, go ahead.
And spake according to the same words, and David heard them.
Yeah, and David heard them. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finna get into it, man. We finna go into true masculinity, man. Not this shit Esau presented to us as masculinity, man. Where you get scratched for destroying your own nation. Like the tough guys of our culture, they destroy their own nation, whether through poisoning, through drug sales, or physically harming other jakes, man. Okay? That's not true masculinity, man. That's stupid. That's degenerate.
Yeah.
Violence and masculinity is two different things, man. Go ahead.
And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him and were sore afraid.
Yep.
And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that has come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel.
Yep. So he was like, look, he pretty much was a bounty on Goliath. Okay? And Jake still wasn't budged. You would get riches, you would get, the king's daughter, which that was a big thing, because you would be automatically, whatever your status was in society, you would be upgraded because you were married into the king's family, man. Okay, then your house will be free in Israel from tribute, man. Okay, so Jake still didn't bite on that. Okay, go ahead.
And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man?
Yeah, so David wanted the nigga anyway.
Yeah,
David was paid for free.
Yeah,
but then he say, oh, it's a package that come with it. Shit, it's a reward for it. It's a bag on this nigga head too. Go ahead.
And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living power?
Yep. So David is emboldened because Goliath is speaking against Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's where David's masculinity came from. It wasn't of itself. It wasn't based off what he done did to other Israelites, other people of his own nation. Okay, it wasn't based about how many, random hookups he done had with women. Okay, it wasn't based on that. His masculinity came into his faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And that's where our masculinity is coming from, man. Go ahead.
And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David, and he said, why comest you down hither, and with whom has you left those few sheep in the wilderness?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know your pride and the naughtiness of your heart, for you are come down that you might see the battle.
Yeah, so he already know David be with the shit. Like, he like, what you doing, man? But really, this show you Jake was frustrated, man. And then it's your big brother. You don't want to see little brother see y'all scared and shit.
Yeah.
So he like, get your ass away from him, man. Go ahead.
And David said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause? And he turned from him toward another and spake after the same manner And the people answered him again after the former manner.
Yo, so young David
Yeah.
told his brother, like, shit, what I do here? Ain't any problem here? And, you know, y'all niggas in there scared, huddled up. You know? It's a problem here. Y'all, shit, what you mean? You mad at the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, go ahead.
And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him.
Yep, go ahead.
And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
So you see the masculinity of David. He telling the king, this is a little boy. This is a boy, probably 12, 13, 14 at the most.
Which to lay back you, bro, masculinity goes in faith.
Yeah.
You know? Because even when you look at the book, it's called Nature Knows No Color Line. You know, a lot of y'all brothers know about that book. You know, you learn about when you come to the truth. Nation Knows No Color Line by J. Rogers. You know, pretty much shows you the different coats of arms of those Moorish jakes throughout Europe. You know, but in that book, like towards the beginning of that book, Nation Knows No Color Line, they give you the definition for the word feminine. Like, you know, they actually give you the definition for what feminine means, and it means minus faith. Like, you know, so for example, like women, you know, women, they were not created to have faith. You know, so you know, feminine. That's why they trust in a man that does have faith. You know. But let's get back to it. Now it says in verse 32. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
You know, so you gotta imagine this young Jake telling the king, look, don't worry about this nigga. Okay? I got it. You see?
He was young. Man.
Young. He's amongst grown men. Tell him, look, don't worry about it. I got this nigga, man.
It was a special spirit on David, bro.
Yeah, you think Tookie Williams would have did that? Okay, Frank Lucas.
Yeah, all the different drug dealing and gang banging niggas.
You think them niggas would have did that, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nah, they ain't built like that, man. That's false masculinity, man. It's really destruction.
Yeah, even different gang banging niggas, because Jay like to reference, you know, Larry Hoover and, you know, all these different cats is locked up. Or old rappers like, you know, BG nigga locked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what can they do for you?
Yeah,
crime shit, see murder.
Yeah.
You know, but these men will put up, Edom pretty much made them a face for Jake to destroy themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yeah, reading on, it says in verse 33, and Saul said to David, you are not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for you are but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
And what Saul was lacking, he didn't have faith. You see, just like the Quran said, you know, true masculinity starts with faith. And King Saul didn't have that, man. You know, as he got older, he started transitioning to the dark side, man, and he became more faithless, man. You see, to the point that he was scary, man. Mm-hmm. You know, go ahead.
And David said unto Saul, your servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him.
Yep.
Your servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
So you gotta imagine the spirit of strength that the Lord put on King David, to where he can grab a lion by the beard, you know. So he had to be throwing the lion back and forth, man. You know, how much power does it take, man?
You see a movie like, what is it, Beast with Idris Elba?
Yeah.
You know what a lion can do to you, man?
Yeah. But the lions was bigger back then. You know, just like on that movie, like that lion was kind of bigger. You know, lions was bigger back then. And you take an 80-pound, you know, sack of beans or something and try to throw it from side to side with one arm. An adult male that work out. You know, let him try to do that. King David was a young boy, had a lion, you know. A lion probably weighed 700-800 pounds, if not more back then, man. And he said he got it by a beard. And then the count in Sirach said he played with lions as with sheep.
And with kids.
Like
kids.
Yeah.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? So the strength that the Lord put on him to do that, man.
Shit, bro.
That's why when he seen Goliath, shit, I got this nigga, man. But where did that masculinity come from, man? From his previous experiences with Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, because he knew what Yahweh Bashim al-Shah was capable of, man.
He was young, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ragged out a lion?
Yeah.
God damn.
As a matter of fact, get that real quick. We're gonna go back to that account. Let's get that in Jeremiah 9:23. Bible show. You know, and as men, we're tapping back into that, man. You know, it's our brothers going into the herb, brothers going to, diets, going back into nature, man. Like we really tapping into true masculinity according to Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, man. You know, go ahead.
The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
And what do street niggas do? Their whole album, their whole career is them glorying in their might, what they'll do to a nigga. You know, nigga better not meet, or I do this to a nigga. You know, that's them niggas glorying in their might.
Get it back in blood.
Yeah, get it back in blood. You know? And that might comes from guns, man, because even now, like back in the 90s, Jake was more brolic. 80s, Jake was more brolic. Like them niggas will get down. Like
fight you.
Yeah. But now if you remove the guns from these new era street niggas, man,
they through.
Yeah, you would run through these niggas, man.
Yeah. Older Jake saying that, bro. Like you would come across older Jake, men and even women. They'll be like, well that young child, he better have some people with him because he ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because they know these new niggas, all they want to do is shoot you.
Yeah.
But you you take away them guns, like Jake,
they through. Go ahead.
Okay, back in Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 23. Thus saith the Heavenly Father, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Don't them niggas boast in money? Okay? They boasting in money and big money for their phone, throwing money in big bank rolls, okay? Which they make it off what? Robbing other niggas, and selling poison, pretty much enchanting the hood with witchcraft, man.
Yeah.
Distributing poison through the neighborhood, which destroys families, man.
Basically, those are low-level versions of a sellout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, you basically a sellout. You just did it, on a lower level.
Yeah. And look how many families you destroyed. King David was doing this to keep his nation from going into captivity. Street niggas keep Jake in captivity, man. Because like crack, whatever drugs, you're keeping someone's auntie, mother in captivity to their drug, man. They're already in captivity on the east side. Then you put them in a double captivity with the drugs, and this is the nigga that's most glorified.
And the sad part about it too, which it's sad, it's the month of June, but this is what they call Pride Month. You already know what that means. But basically, it's funny, like Eve, she'll get pregnant by all these different street niggas. But these niggas are into men too. They ain't into you, Eve.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them niggas, they institutionalized, they done been to, they in the system, and they come out of there, they not just dealing with women, they dealing with men, they dealing with them nasty things,
Yeah.
But that's what Eve loved.
Yeah. She love them. You can't pull a street nigga off Eve, man. Like they heavy enchanted by that shit, man.
Thuggy.
Yeah, they heavy enchanted by that shit, man. That nigga can go through 15 years and, that nigga get out, he got a place to go. You see? But you work on the roof. You invisible.
But it's a video like that recently been put out. Like, somebody doing an interview asking, like, what guy, like, with a woman choose.
Yeah. The 9 to 5 or the perk head with money.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, the perk head with money, like
all of them said that there.
Eve has been coerced into looking at that as masculinity and looking at that as the alpha male, man. Okay? But nah, man. These are alpha males that we read about in scripture, the true alpha males, man. Because them niggas, even them brolic niggas in the 80s and 90s, they wouldn't do what King David and them was doing, man.
Hell no.
Okay, they wouldn't have stood out there like that, man, as a young man fighting a giant. Okay, because why? They're not tapped into Yahweh Bashim Al Shad. That's true masculinity, man. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
Yep.
That I am the heavenly Father, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth.
And that's what we glory in. And you finna see King David is finna glory in that. Okay? That's what we glory. We know the judgment. That's why we so bold against Esau Edom, because we know the judgment already written for this nigga, man.
This nigga lost already.
Yeah, he lost. That's why we out here week in and week out every day going hard on this nigga, man.
That's right, bro.
Because we know this, man.
Yep.
That's why, hey, everything we got is on the line, man. And that's another thing. Masculinity ain't willing to lose everything for what you stand for, man. Book of Tobit. Tobit lost it all, man. Tobit was in the king's courts, okay? Because his integrity towards his people, he lost it all, man. And he still, all right, kept his integrity, man. That's true masculinity, man. Okay? Them niggas ain't tough, man. Them niggas just violent against each other, man. Them niggas really ain't tough, man. No? Go ahead. You go,
well, in these things I delight, saith the Heavenly Father.
The Lord delight in there too, man. And he delighted, and that's why it was favor shown, because that's what the Lord delight in, man. His men standing firm for him in every circumstance, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 34. And David said unto Saul, your servant, well, you don't want to jump down. We read that already. All right, verse 36. 1 Samuel 17:36. Your servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
Yep.
Seeing he had defied the armies of the living power. David said, moreover, Yahweh that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he would deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
So he keeps drawing from the source. Go ahead.
And Saul said unto David, go, and Yahweh be with you.
Yep, go ahead.
And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put the helmet of brass upon his head. And it shows you how faith can convince others too.
Yep.
Like faith can be contagious, because all these other niggas scared.
Yep.
But you know the faith David had,
yep.
like Saul, like okay.
Yep. Come. Exactly. That's why this street shit is contagious. You know, to the point everyone wants to emulate that, man.
Even the other nations,
he wants to.
They come over to sag and they fans, getting the cut.
Yeah. The throwback jersey. Go ahead.
All right. It'll say it's verse 38. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put the helmet of brass upon his head, and he armed him with the coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him.
Yes. So the armor of Saul, okay, you know, obviously didn't fit David first and foremost. So it was uncomfortable, it was awkward. But then he was like, look, I didn't have all this shit on when I fought the lion and the bear. Yeah. You know, I done proved you how about Shema Shai. Okay. The Lord's been proven. You see? I'ma just rock with that. You know? Go ahead.
That's power, bro.
Power.
And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook. Mm-hmm. God damn. And put them in a shepherd's bag, for which he had, even in a scrip. And his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine.
Yeah, that's another thing. He got 5 smooth stones. He got the bare minimum, man, and faith, and went to work. You see, these niggas here, it's 7 niggas shooting in one car. Nigga got ARs. You know, it's 7 niggas shooting in one
and they all missed, though.
Yeah. You see, they killed the baby. You know, the one time the auntie decided to get in the car with this nigga, you know, she died. You know? But it's 7 niggas just gunning down one car, then the nigga rapping about it. Nigga, that's not math, nigga, that's cowardice, man. Yep. You know? That's that Esau shit. Esau do shit like that, man. Drop bombs on the inferior nation. Yep. That's Esau shit, that cowardly shit, man.
And to Lambeck, it's the way of Cain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Ooh. Yep.
Murdering your brother, man.
Yep. And then you do it, you know, uh, you stabbed her in the back, really, man.
Yeah.
You know.
In a lot of situations, a lot of these quote unquote street niggas, they'll take out a Jake that's doing well off.
Yeah. They homeboy. You know. Go ahead.
All right. Verse 41. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth, and ruddy and of a fair countenance.
Yep. So he's seeing this young man. It's a disrespect because, like Elder Pastor Hart went into, Goliath look at that like, look, if I beat this, I'm not gonna get no stripes off this. If I beat this little young boy, you know, like he wanted the best. He wanted the physique. He wanted the biggest fit, rip. You know,
in the flesh. You think?
Yeah. He like, I'm not gonna get no stripes. You know, from killing this little boy. You know, go ahead.
And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog that you comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give your flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. And you can't make this PG, bro. Like, you know, you have a lot of, children's books.
Yeah.
I hate to use the word children, but, like, books for the kiddies, books for the youth. But you can't PG this. Like, nah. It is what it is, man. And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give your flesh into the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, You come to me with the sword and with the spear and with the shield. But I come to you in the name of Yahweh.
I come to you in the name of Yahweh. Okay? The name of my power, the authority of my power. I got authority behind me. Okay? You a goddamn heathen, man. We the Lord chosen people, man. You know? And David had full faith in his power. Go ahead.
The God of the armies of Israel, whom you has defied.
Yep.
This day will Yahweh deliver you into mine hand, and I will smite you and take your head from you, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel.
And that's the point. Okay? Goliath talking about what he was gonna do. They were like, nah, nigga, this how it's gonna play out. You know? You done.
Yeah, yep.
You know? And the Lord finna show himself, man. And we gotta have that faith that the Lord is finna show himself in the earth through his men. Esau gonna have all this. You can't eat, you can't do this. Nigga, this how it's gonna play.
Not gonna play.
No,
We tell it,
yeah.
but that's spirit though.
Yeah.
The prophet's pretty much telling him to play now.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
This how it's gonna play out.
Yeah. You see, the men of the Lord, the spirit is on the men of the Lord to go against the elites, man.
It's right, brother.
Them niggas ain't gonna do that, man. Them niggas won't even go against Joe Sixpack, man. Okay? Them niggas don't have no warlike energy for no other nation but other niggas in their neighborhood, man.
Like you said, to get on the album and rap how they about to take out this Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. They talking shit against on Facebook Live or something.
Yeah. So let's get that in Daniel. Let's get that account of Daniel.
Combo.
We're ending with the account of Daniel.
Okay.
Let's get Daniel 3.
And this is greatness, bro. The spirit, the brother getting into. This is real greatness, man. Like you have case in point, like someone will say a person or particular people don't want you to be great. This is what they don't want you to be. This is greatness, man. So that street culture, there's some low level petty shit, man. Yeah. Nigga fighting over blocks that he don't own.
Yeah.
Man, you fighting over streets you don't even own, So we talking about a true nation building and eventually owning the earth, bro. You know what I'm saying? But said 3 and what, bro?
Start at 8.
Okay. All right, the book of the prophet Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 8. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Mm-hmm. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. You, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image.
And see, those Chaldeans go to those ancient, astrologers of the Babylonian Empire. They were like the top warlocks, the left hand priests stood behind the throne of Babylon at the time. Okay, they're like you had today. And see, they wanted all the Jews, okay, Benjamin, Judah, Levi, all right, the southern kingdom that was in captivity under the Babylonians to do what? Bow to the image, just like today. We're in the same condition today. We have to bow to the image, and street culture is a part of the image. Okay, if you live by street standards, you worshiping the beast, man. That's part of his image. That degenerate, violent, chaotic culture, man.
Yeah, that's a part of this matrix.
Yep.
You know, and the sad part is you even got Israelites that still tied into street culture, man.
Yeah.
You know, on the block with sticks.
Yeah.
You at camp. Well, what about the scripture saying the weapons of our warfare are not carnal?
Mm-hmm.
What about that? You know? But the book of the prophet Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 11. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded you.
So they was over the affairs of Babylon, which means they had high offices within the Babylonian Empire. Daniel had made to the rank of president. Okay, these three men, okay, was over the affairs of certain provinces, man. So they was well off. You see? Go ahead.
They serve not your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not you serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the image which I have made, well. But if ye worship not, you shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
So the king getting sideways. Nebuchadnezzar, he trying to have them kind of spotted. Now, look at the response of these men. And they know they're at the complete mercy of the king. But then they also know that Yahweh Shem Al Shah is above the king, man, of the earth, man. Okay? Going back to now, they finna tap into true masculinity. Now it's their turn. Okay, go ahead.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer you in this manner. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king.
So they say, look, we not careful to answer thee, man. We ain't gonna beat around the bush and play with your ass, man. We ain't finna do that shit, man. They talking to kings like this, man. Okay? You think Rick Ross will talk sporty like this, man? Jay-Z, you think them niggas will take a firm stand like this, man? Okay? Nah, man. These men is talking to the king. Like, look, man, we not doing that shit, man. We ain't gonna beat around the bush and play with you. We not doing that shit. But the power we serve, he can deliver us out of your hand. And then it's gonna go on to say, keep reading.
But if not, be it known unto you, O king, that we will not serve your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up.
Yeah, so even if the Lord don't deliver us, it's gonna be recorded that we ain't serve your guys, man.
Oh, well, it's going back to the book of the man of the Most High, Job.
Yep.
It says, though he slay me, yet will I maintain my trust in him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was because and that's another. Masculinity is about legacy as well. Eleazar, the Maccabees. That was true masculinity. They said, look, well, just act like you eating.
Yeah, he didn't even want to pretend.
Yeah, that's true masculinity, man. Not that bullshit that they fed us, man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, verse 19, Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
So we know how they played out. The Lord delivered them, man. But the example was their masculine frame that they held before the king, man. Understanding what was, you think the nigga would want to be thrown, the hardest nigga you know, okay? You think King Von would have been thrown in the furnace fires, man? NBA young boy, Fredo Bang, you think them niggas would be thrown in the fiery furnace, man, for the most high? Okay? Hell no. And these men had substance. Okay?
They were really willing to lose it all.
Yeah.
You know, even their own lives, man.
Yeah. So let's get the ultimate example there. Let's get that in Luke 22. Luke 22 and 39.
The gospel according to St. Luke chapter 22, verse 39. And he came out and went as he was wont to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed.
And this is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Saying, Father, if you be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.
Yep. And then he came as his father like a man. He asked to remove the cup because he understood what he was going to go through. But then he's like, well, not my will, but thy will. Okay? How shy he's tapping into that masculine frame in the spirit. Yeah, he's finna get the most horrendous torture that what the script saying.
And you want me to get it?
Yeah, his visage was marred more than
okay.
Yeah. You know? You see that? So he knows he's finna go through this, man, but he's like, damn. But then once he realized that it wasn't no other way, not my will, but thy will, man. He said that's why he was silent before Pilate. Yahweh Shai showed that he had that masculine frame, man.
Yeah, he manned up.
He manned up. And this is what we're tapping into now. That's why brothers, the spirit got brothers on the more of a stoic way brothers moving, man. Brothers don't need much, the bare necessities and we go grind it out, man.
Yeah. Because basically brothers, just to lay on back, what the brother's saying, and was watching GMS Dallas recently. We're coming to a time, brothers, we're gonna have to believe on an entirely different level than how we came in. Because the closer we get to Yahweh Shai coming back, the faith should become more greater. That's why apostles speak about growing this thing. But we come to a time where, our faith is gonna be put to the ultimate test. And like brothers getting these different accounts. And the thing about Thing about Goliath, equating him, because he was a giant, right? Equating him to this beast system, man. Which there was literal man that David fought. But just think about us, in the spirit, Lord willing, we're the house of David. So the giant that we're up against is this system, man. And also, brother had got the account with those 3 brothers in Babylon. We in the new Babylonian Empire, So once again, we're gonna be in these different circumstances that, brings to remembrance our forefathers, man. We about to be putting some fire, brothers, and we about to basically be accused on another level, because you have it happening now. You know what I'm saying? But this thing that we're involved in, basically, we're gonna be the face of homegrown terrorism. They're gonna blame us for a lot of things, and people gonna be after us. But hey, our Lord went through it. That's why, brother, he's getting this account. But you want me to read this again for you?
Yeah, keep reading. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna read this again. It's St. Luke chapter 22, verse 42. Saying, Father, if you be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.
Yeah, go ahead.
And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're going to be strengthened. The Lord is going to dispatch angels to strengthen us in these times, man. Because we all going to go through the garden and get 70 times, man. And we're going to be strengthened. The Lord's going to put an extraterrestrial spirit on brothers. It's going to be an extraordinary spirit, on brothers to get through these things, man. And the only way to tap into this level of true masculinity, man, is through your how about Shema Shai, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 44. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground.
When he was bleeding blood. He was sweating blood. The agony, like, you know?
It's like hematidrosis.
Yeah.
It's a certain
a little syndrome.
Yep. Medical term for that.
Yeah.
And when he rose up from prayer and was come to his disciples, he found them sleeping for sorrow, and said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and pray, lest ye enter into temptation.
Yeah, so now he's fully ready to go and do what he has to do. But he went through that moment to where he was pushed to the limit. That's another thing, the Lord pushes us to our limits, and that's how you really tap into masculinity as well, is when you start conquering, man. Masculinity is really a conquering spirit, man. True masculinity is conquering it. We conquer ourselves, then start to conquer things around us, and the Lord gonna give us the power to conquer the earth, man. Still say what we are more than conquerors. That's true masculinity, man. Okay? So we have all the examples from our forefathers of true masculinity, man. We was led astray, following street niggas, man. Gangsters, mob, we looked at that as, the pinnacle of masculinity, man. But now the true masculinity is our forefathers, man. And the way they stood stiffly for righteousness in the midst, against all lies for righteousness, man. That was all I had, but yeah.
Yeah, I got notes. You said that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh the city.
Yep, and that's another thing, Niggas glorify being hot-headed, just spazzing out over the littlest thing. Like, nah, man, true masculinity is patience. You see? True masculinity is calculated, strategic. You see? Take a few losses to get the win on the back end. Okay? These niggas just wilding out. And like I say, we was all led straight into thinking that that was the pinnacle of masculinity, man, but it's the complete opposite, man. That's just degenerate culture, man. And we was meant, they taught us violence, made you alpha male, but nah, it's much more than that, man.
Why they sinning, we winning.
Yeah.
That is true, though.
Yeah.
Why they sinning, we winning, man.
We winning, man.
Yeah, well, with that, we pray and hope y'all edified, as we work through the spirit. Things getting real, but hey, the Lord, he's dealing, Hey, with that, we're gonna give all praise to our power. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakwadash, double honor to Elder Apostle and Elder Bishop's great millstones, still well. He's blessed the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.